Well, hi, today is, I think, what was it, 21st of April, 25. So I just pulled my panel. Here's what it looks like. What? I'm going to be taking a picture of that one. That's going to be my thumbnail. You're going like, what's that boy making that face like that for? Because you just saw the future thumbnail. That's kind of how I do it sometimes. Sometimes I'll take a snapshot, right, of something like that. And other times I'll say, oh, I'm right here, and I'll hold it in a certain pose for a little bit, and then I can go in and do what's called crop it, snap it. Sometimes I just take another picture of, I'll take my phone and just say, yeah, I like that particular frame, and I'll take a snapshot on my laptop. I have a high definition laptop. It's close enough. And just take a snapshot of whatever frame I want, and that's what I make my thumbnail out of. Yeah, does anybody else do it that way? I don't know. Like I was saying, like I just made a podcast about that. I get a conceptualization of something, and I run with it in my own head. What works for me? What do I have? What can I do with what I have, with how I perceive things, and how can I solve this problem the quickest way? Not spending 20 hours or 30 hours trying to do it somebody else's way and learning how they did it. I did it my way. So I got these ants here. So I did an inspection of this thing. And looking at this mess, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have hundreds maybe of varroa mites in there. Maybe. Not likely, but possible. It's a mess. And so the last time I pulled my board, I had, I don't know, 4, 5. It didn't look like this though. The other one, the last time I pulled my board, I think I only had it in there for 3 or 4 days. I just wanted to see what was coming in because there was a lot of bees coming in. They usually bring in varroa mites from other colonies that got dropped on flowers, and the varroa mites jump on those bees, and my bees come back in, and But when that was a lot of pollen activity going on, bringing in a lot of food, after all that, because it's slowed down. They've pretty much cleaned all the flowers out, I guess, in the area. They're still bringing in some, but nothing like they were like a week and a half ago. Oh my gosh, they were bringing in so much food about a week and a half ago, and so when I pulled that panel, I saw some varroa mites, but they looked different. They didn't look like my varroa mites I've been seeing for the last 6 months. Mine were very consistent looking, like they were from the same family. These varroa mites had different oblong shapes, really dark. I don't know. There's like 18 different variations of varroa mites, so I don't know which ones they were. But I don't think they were mine. I got used to what mine looked like. They always looked the same, right? From the same mama. And so today I have 0. So I took my Inspector Gadget, and I went along, and I see nothing, but I did see these little gnat hive beetles. I have to call them gnat hive beetles, because they're a beetle. I got a close look up at them, and when they landed, when I would see them land, I would watch that upper shell close in over their sensitive wings, just like a ladybug. When they would close their wings, it looked exactly like a ladybug when she would close her wings. And so they're a beetle, and I'm just going to call them a gnat hive beetle because they got into my hive. I've seen hundreds of them eating on some mountain sugar that I had. They're all in the mountain sugar on the top of the dividing board, all in there eating the sugar. So they're after the sugar, and they're going to be after the honey, and whatever else resources they can get. So on here, you can take borax, you can take a little bit of sugar, some vegetable oil, melt it in a pan, let it chill for a while, spread it on your panel, and slide it in there underneath your screen board. And I'm going to give a video here on that in a second. because you don't want no bees getting on the borax stuff, right? Not good for bees. And so when those gnat beetles land on the board, and there was quite a few of them on this board when I pulled it out, and they looked like they were struggling because they were getting their feet all caught up in the vegetable oil, and it was dragging them down. They were moving slowly, like what the heck is attached to my legs, kind of like that, and they couldn't fly because the oils got into their wings, and so I had a bunch of them just crawling around here, just didn't know what to do with themselves because of them getting it all over in their wing, the oils on their wings and on their legs, and they're trying to clean themselves, and it just made it worse. So they're just kind of barely moping around on this board. Of course, I took them all out. Just yeah, and so yeah, that's a real mess, isn't it? So what they've been doing, you can see there's lines, all those lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I got nine lines. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, probably one on the end or something. I don't know. It says 9 in between. Yeah, that's gonna be 9. 10 frames, 9 strips. Okay, I had to do the math. So so what they're doing is, because I had a lot of empty frames. Most of the frames in my double brood box, I have 2 brood boxes that I have. And most of those frames I put in there, I built. And they didn't have nothing to slide in, right? It was just a frame, an open frame. But I had taken a little wax comb and I'd put it in the corners. So the fact that all these frames, all this section over here had no frames, that means they're busy building them frame. They're building frames and they're building up the comb in those empty frames. Obviously, there's a line in every one, and there wasn't any on this side. I didn't have any comb. It was just open frames, right? And they're busy doing something with them. It's all kinds of pieces, not Reese's. And so I'm going to go out and show you how I do my screen boards, bottom screen boards, to be able to install this thing. And it collects everything. So when the bees are being attacked by something on the inside, whether it be ants or the gnat hive beetles or any other hive beetles, or they'll chase them around and they'll fall down onto the tacky board. You can call it tacky or sticky, whatever. I like calling it tacky. I know it sounds a little tacky, but that's just my way. So, but me and you will be colloquial now, right? We can say tacky whenever somebody else hears that's never heard. That's not a tacky board. Well, to each his own, right? And so, let's go out there and assemble this bottom screen board for this kind of process of sliding that in there. Okay, see you out there. Well, howdy there. Again, for you returners and for you newbies, so this is how I do my screen board. So for my tacky board, I just cleaned this one up. It was loaded, but fortunately, it had 0 varroa mites. Now I've got drones coming out, right? Which is to say that's the varroa mite's favorite place to reproduce is in the drone cell. And after my inspection, just a few moments ago, I'm happy to report I have 0. So you can see here, I've got the way I've got this set up. Now, I can use whatever size, cut it whatever thing I need. So I'm making this flush. So what I like to do is I have different sizes of these, and I'll take a look at the flow when I get up. You know, typically the flow, everything really starts to pick up around noon. It depends upon the weather. If you had a cold morning, I think it was in the upper 30s this morning. So when it's cold at night, they're slow to come out. It's like, dang, it was a cold one. Come on, Mary, we need to start moving around. So it was a cold when it's cold nights, I notice they don't come out until like geez, sometimes 1 o'clock is when they really start to roll it. Now they'll come out early in the morning. Some of them have bigger coats, I suppose. I see some awful furry bees. They actually look like they are carrying a coat on. It's white and it sticks above their body, and they look like they have a burqa on. And I kid you not, I got some girls that look like they're wearing a burqa. Big fuzzy white coat around all their backside, up and around the back of their neck. And those girls seem to be the ones that are out first. Ooh, no, it's still bright. So what I do is I take this stick, right, and I'll say, what's the activity? I come out there and go, okay, what's the activity out there? And I go, not much. I think I'll just leave that for now. So I got a little port, because what that does is it prevents marauding. There's other bees that, I don't know, maybe they're more adapted to that kind of weather. So they're going to come out at daybreak, and they're going to go in and try to raid that hive when all the girls are going, did you see that person bee just walked by? So, I get the shotgun. Where's the guards at? I don't know, I think they fell asleep on the job. And so I keep this, I like to keep something like that overnight. So when at the end of the evening, I'll try to get something closed down like that. And if I don't have that set up, I've got something like this set up. So what happens is, in the morning, or when I take the stick out, if this is what I have, I've got something blocked off like this maybe, so what I'll do is I'll come out and I'll see that maybe a bunch of them are fanning up here. I got a bunch of fanners. I got the fanners out here going on to the inside. I've got the other in and outies coming in and out with their food. I go, okay, time to change up the entryway. Daddy's got a brand new bag. And so I'll open all that up. And when I do that, slowly over a few minutes, all the fanners, except for the ones that are hanging up here still going at it because they're not getting ran over when they're trying to fan as bad, right? So all the fanners slowly move out of the way of the trajectory of the in and outer. So what I end up with every day is all the girls going in and out with the food to bring it in and out, whatever. They all end up over here. And all the fanners end up over the other side. So what I do, once they get mostly over there, I'll take a little block. They really appreciate this. I've watched them go, I'll be doggone, they like that block. So I'll take that block and kind of center it, depending upon how many fanners are over there and how many girls are coming in and out. So if I have a lot of girls coming in, let's say there's a lot of navigation going on. So I've got thousands of girls coming out for the first time, I'll slide that over a little bit. And the fanners, I'll still leave them plenty of room. There can be a dozen fanners going all the way in for a distance in. Then they trail behind each other, and one throws the air to the other one, the other one throws, it's like a relay. They relay the moisture and the heat. They relay it until it's out, right? One fan hits the other fan, hits the other fan, and boom, they're successful. They accomplish their task. And so I'll be able to shift this based on what activity, and then I go, okay, that'll do for now. Then I go about my daily business, like cleaning my garage. If you had seen this garage the other day, oh my gosh, you would, if you'd opened his garage door and took a peek in there, you go, okay, there's something wrong with this boy. He is so dysfunctional. But yeah, so I'm tearing it all apart, taking it all out. Everything's out in my big driveway. I'll just show you real quick. Everything's out in my driveway, all my junk. I got all my junk hanging out in my driveway. Right? Okay. So you kind of get the idea. So now I'm going to show you the underside. the main thing. These are all my frames. I built them just some scrap wood I had laying around there. Oh, that's the right dimension. I'll cut that down. So I built all these frames, and those girls, and I just slid them in there, and they're filling these out right now. Every row is got activity because I can see it on my bottom board, my tacky board. I pull it out, and they're busy on every row. And I had sections where they're like this, nothing, and I've got stuff dropping underneath each row, so that means they're filling it out. I don't like to take my hive apart. I just kill too many girls. I don't see the necessity of that. When I'm ready to do a split or something like that, yeah, I'll do it because I need to. But just go in there and just to take them apart because I don't know, I feel like it, or some other nefarious reason to me. Yeah, for me, taking my hive apart is going to probably only be when I'm ready to make more hives. Other than that, I'm going to leave them be. So I'm going to show you here what I did. So what I got is, you can do this any dimension you want, but you want enough distance at the bottom to get your whatever size of panel that you're going to use. I just got this from behind Walmart. They had big, huge rolls, so they redesigned something. And they threw them in these big, huge dumpsters. And me and my wife at the time were driving by them. We saw that. And we both looked at each other like, that would make good garden borders. Really strong, durable stuff. Oh my gosh. And it's BP free, so yeah, the glue stuff goes on the bottom. Bees never come in contact with it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. And I've been using it for 8 months. And the bees are doing great, right? So, here you go. And so what I did is I just took 3/4 inch on the bottom. And so I put it on the bottom. And I got the other, I got a smaller one here somewhere. Well, oh, here it is. So now this is my double screen board. So what this will do is, say if I wanted to, it's coming in winter time, I got some weak hives maybe or something, and I can literally put this in there and combine those two hives with them never coming in contact. But then they'll share all that heat and warmth. Or if I haven't got another one ready and I say, oh, I want to put something like that in there because they're getting really hot, they're doing a lot of bearding, and I don't have something on that particular hive, I just lean that hive forward, boom, and I can put couple strips here so I can slide a tacky board if I wanted to, or I can just have something where some strips here on setting on something and leave it wide open in the summertime, so all the bromides and all the other whatever stuff drops straight to the ground. Just whatever you feel like it at the moment, right? And so you can see it's really simple. What I do is I just take some wood and I cut it in whatever widths I want, and of course your dimensions have to be that of your hive. Some people have strange size hives, so you got to go with the flow of what you know. And so I can just drop this like that up here. I can go like that, grab another box of hot bees that are maybe struggling, and that'll make them feel more confident. Like, wow, there's hot down there. And they'll share those queen's pheromones, because sometimes queens, you'll have multiple queens in one hive, and they get along just fine. Mostly, not so much. But sometimes you can have 2 queens, sometimes 9 queens, depending upon the size of your hive, in one hive. And they work symbiotically with each other. They work fine. But I would never try it on purpose. It may take a lot of tries before you're successful at that one. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep my stuff straightforward. And so you kind of get the concept there. So what I did was, with my screen, I've got a 50-foot roll of 1/8 inch hardware cloth. So I just thought, you know what? I don't know how many I'm going to build. I'm not going to buy one square at a time. I did the math, on how much one square costs compared to just buying a 100-foot roll. Okay, that's a no-brainer. I'll always have it. I can use it for other things if I want to, chicken coop, whatever I want to do with it, right? So, got a big old 50-foot roll. Well, it ain't 50 foot anymore, but still close. It's big. Here, maybe I'll show you. So, back here in the corner. Oh yeah. So, this is when I melt my wax down. So I got a roller. So when I go to clean this up, I'll put this back in this big huge pot. It's a crab pot with the heater, propane thing and crab pot, and it did a great job. Yeah, I was able to put my honey super on. Right before I did that, I put a layer of wax on those frames that were paneled because I did buy initially when I bought a hive, I bought the brood box along with the super with all the frames with the panels in between the frames. That was the first hive set that I bought, and I have never had any of my supers get filled yet or even drawn out on the comb because I've been too busy trying to build my hive. Honey's not important for me. Still, what's important is I build my hive and then build my hives, and then I can focus on, oh, okay, I've got 5, 10, 12 hives. Okay, now I'm going to focus on honey. In the meantime, they're going to get it all as I do my splits. So here's my roll. So I got a 50-foot roll that I can cut out any size of dimensions that I want. And so if you were to invest in one roll, of course, I use it for other things, not just beehives. I thought, oh, boy, that screen will work great for that. And so 8-inch hardware cloth. And if you just invest in the one time, that'll probably be it, man. No more investment in that stuff. That's just one more thing you don't have to buy down the road. Oh, I ran out of those little squares. I need to buy more. Oh, I ran out again. This homie don't play that. It's like, I project down the future, I go, am I plan on doing this for a long time? I answer my own question, and then I make a decision. So there you go. That sits right up on top of that. Snug as a bug. And this sits right on my elevated piece there. And then I just take my sticks and slide that in there. The bees are coming in and out. And when I want to check my panel, my next hive, the panel will be in the back. I hurried that one up last year, the one I'm doing right now. I hurried that one up so fast, I wasn't even thinking about whether I'm going to get it in the front or back. I just wanted to get it together. So my panel, so it'll slip right in the back here. Bees are coming in and out. Come back here. I wonder if I got a bunch of varroa mites or something in there. Slip that baby out. Oh, no mites today. Again, I don't need to do a sugar shake, right? So I'm only going to do a sugar shake when I see something. I'm not going to engage in an activity that doesn't warrant it. So I'm not going to say, oh, it's been 2 weeks since I did a sugar shake, but there was no mites yesterday. Should I still do a sugar shake? No. I'm not going to do it, just for the sake of it. So by just doing it, I don't know, it seems like a waste of resources and energy. And that's my day. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. I'm a very creative person. I might show something that you go, oh, I've never seen anybody do that before. But that's kind of a good idea. And you may tweak it your own way, which I would really think that's cool. If you just seen something, I gave you a kind of a thought of something, and you tweaked it your own way. Wow, that's just cool stuff, man. Because that's what I do too, right? I do it my way. And you too, do it your way, right? Get your own paintbrush and make your own strokes. And different strokes for, yeah, different folks. And so there you go. You have a wonderful life and good day.